Solstice.
Hello, coach. I would like to ask you, what do you expect to see from your players tonight, and how important for you to respond after the loss against the Raptors?
Well, I expect what we expect every night. That's to come out and play extremely hard. And for the most part this season, our guys have done a really nice job of that. We did a lot of really good things last night. We just unfortunately defensively couldn't get any stops. But I know back-to-backs get challenging. It's 3 and 4 nights, all of that. But we have to come out against a very talented Portland team and play with that same type of effort and energy, and then do some things defensively much better.
Sean Cunningham.
What was kind of the focus for you guys in the walkthrough and in trying to figure out some of the defensive things you're trying to work on?
CJ and Dame. I mean, those two are. We've been getting torched the last 5 games from the guard position, and that's in today's league with how talented these guys are, that's not on just our 1 and 2 man. That's on it's all 5 guys to stop some of these. Try to stop some of these scores. So, a lot of what we talked about is, what we're going to do on as far as coverages are concerned, and not, doing our best to not let them get easy ones, knowing that Dame is going to try to, he'll stop coming off those screens, not run through those and get them fouls at the, shooting threes, things like that. Watch some film of our games earlier in the preseason against them, just to kind of get the guys familiar with it again. But a heck of a challenge for us tonight.
James Ian.
Luke, you guys are on the third night of what, 4? I guess the fourth night, 3 games in 4 nights. How are your players holding up? We know De'Aaron's had his issue. Halliburton was coming off some bumps and bruises, but how are they seemingly holding up with this condensed schedule so far?
Yeah, I think they've been good so far. I think you look across the league, every team has kind of gone through a couple different just nasty games with how quick it got thrown on everyone, and then the amount of games everyone's playing. But for the most part, I think our guys have done a really nice job, and they've held up. De'Aaron feels good, but he'll be on a minutes restriction again. We're trying to keep an eye on Ty's minutes, just because he's been banged up, and he's a younger player still. At college games, they play 30 games in an entire season, and we're playing so many at this level. We'll keep an eye on Rashawn again with his ankle, but as a team, I think that the guys are in a pretty good place physically right now.
And I guess when you're looking at this team and the way that your guards, the way that you guys have allowed points to guards, how do you slow these guys? Do you think it's more like we talked about the one-on-one thing after the game last night, but do you think it's more on individuals, or do you need your bigs to show differently? What is it you're seeing that's allowing these guards to go crazy?
Yeah, it's everything. It's transition defense. We let up way too many easy points in transition last night. It's tough in today's NBA. I mean, you're going to have Dame coming at you and transition. You're mismatched a lot of times, and he pulls up from 40 feet. Like these guards today's game put a lot of pressure on defenses. So if you're picking up that high, then there's a good chance they can get by you, and that's when it comes on to the low man rotation and coming over and being big at the rim and putting your body into play. So there's a lot of little things that add up, keeping guys off the foul line, which we've been pretty good at so far this season. But it's a little bit of everything, James, and we just got to keep working at it, keep understanding it, keep showing film on it, and keep getting better at it.
Sean Cunningham again.
Luke, you'd mentioned about Hassan last night. I was just wondering if we might be seeing him at any point tonight, if that was something that would be that immediate.
He's definitely a piece that could help, protect that paint for us, which we were bleeding points at last night. So he knows he's got to be ready, and if we call on him, I'm sure that he will be. And we'll see how the game's going.
Any other questions for Coach? Oh, Jason Anderson.
All right. Oh, I'm sorry.
Jason Anderson.
Yeah, real quick, Luke. Can you these last 5 games, the issues you've had with guards, and maybe you just addressed this a little bit, but how much of that comes down to the effort to switch on everything and breakdowns and when you switch off onto those guards?
I'm sorry. Jason, one more time. I lost the beginning of that. You're saying how the switching as far as what with the guards?
Yeah, are you guys having trouble with switching and not getting what you need out of those switches? Is that part of the reason the guards are getting at you a little bit these last 5 games?
No, I mean, the switching's been, I think, for the most part, this season. What we're trying to do with that switching is just keep bodies in front of bodies, and not have to get into these rotations where these teams, so many teams play with 4 or 5 shooters out there at a time now. So the idea with the switching is keep guys in front of us. And at times that might not put the ideal guy on a player, but that's where team defense comes back into play. Your job is to just not give up a direct line drive. We can help as long as you make a guy dribble once or twice. That's not straight at the rim. So yeah, it's like anything else. You need practice at it. You need reps at it. But from a coverage standpoint, even last year, most of what we did defensively and what most teams do is 1 through 4 switching. It's just, are you switching with your 5-man or not? And we've done a little more of that this year, but Rashawn's pretty good at keeping people in front of him, and he's had some nice moments of it. And again, so that's one of the factors, the individual defensive part of it. But we just got to keep getting better at all the things. And when you get a little bit better at each piece of it, collectively, our defense will start getting better.
Okay, thank you.